People have been asking Roborock to make a robot vacuum with a roller mop for almost 2 years now, and the wait is finally over. My name is Jamie Andrews, and this is the Roborock Qrevo Curv 2 Flow. And if you haven't seen my first video where I go over all of the specs and features and compare it to the first generation model, I'll link that above and below in the description. In this video, we're going to jump right into the testing, give you my pros and cons, and let you know my final thoughts. Let's get started with the carpet pickup test. The Curv 2 Flow has a 20,000 Pascal rating of suction power, so I set the vacuum level to max plus and sent it out with a single pass to attempt to pick up all 54 grams of the colored rice. It was able to pick up a consistent 52 grams or 96%, which is a little above the channel average. On tile floor, I placed 130 grams of cat litter and once again set the vacuum level to max plus. I was curious to see if the dual brushes could help keep the cat litter contained, and it appears that was the case, as it was able to pick up an impressive 124 grams or 95%. I took a photo before and after this test so you can see how well it is able to clean the grout lines. Let me know if this is something that you would like to see me do going forward. Since the big news is with that roller mop, I was excited to see the test result. In this test, I used exactly 4 milliliters of baked on hot sauce, with the water level set to the very highest level. It got 2 passes to remove the stains. And it was ever so close to clearing it all in a single pass, only leaving a few small spots on the tile. And this was the consistent test result across 2 tests. By the second pass though, the floor was totally clean. The object avoidance system, named Reactive AI, appears to be completely unchanged, at least hardware-wise, from the first generation, and it relies on a single front-facing RGB camera, a single structured light sensor with a helper LED light. Performance looks to have improved somewhat, but it still gets way too close to many of the objects here. In my second test, it completely missed seeing the white cord dangling from the couch, requiring me to have to intervene. As for the 2 fake waste animal samples, it collided with one of them, so I decided to test on hard floor, which also yielded mixed test results. In my first test here, it collided with one of the samples, and I retested it 2 more times, and it was able to avoid those in all those tests. Dark rugs can confuse many robot vacuums and cause them to avoid cleaning them, mistaking them from the edge of a stair that they could fall down. Now, you can see here it isn't really sure of what surface it is on, but it does manage to navigate and clean the rug, so I'll call this a pass. The Curv 2 Flow is equipped with a 5200 mAh battery, and I was able to get 144 minutes on standard vacuum power while mopping. Roborock made a few changes to the dock to accommodate a roller mop, so we're going to run it back through all of my tests again. First up, I tested the cleaning ability of the dock to remove the hot sauce stains from this roller. And this is the result after a single deep washing cycle on the dock. After a second deep wash, it appears that it was mostly able to remove all of the stains. Roborock claims 167-degree high-temperature mop cleaning, but in my testing I was only able to see a slight increase in temperature to 72 degrees, and I tested it from multiple places, both inside the dock, on the dock tray, and on the robot itself. As for drying the mop, the lowest setting was for 3 hours, and I found it was enough to completely dry both the mop roller and the removable dock tray. The peak temperature observed was 122 degrees Fahrenheit, and if you need longer, you have the option for 4 and 5 hours. The internal dustbin is a decent size at 324 milliliters, and with a completely full dustbin, the robot had no problems emptying it back at the dock. While I do all the testing in my own home, I also observe it cleaning my house, so I know what it's like to live with this robot. As for the things that I felt were drawbacks, the first was that Roborock decided to remove the inline dedicated hot water heater in the dock, and instead is using the same hot air used to dry the mop. That hot air is blowing into the dock sink from the 2 outlets in the very back. I tested the temperature of this directly, and it only peaked to 107 degrees Fahrenheit. I think it would have just been better to remove the feature, as I feel it's just wasting electricity here. Thankfully, you can turn this off in the app. In addition to removing the dock water heater, Roborock removed the chassis lift for thresholds and the swing out side brush. Although the right one does have longer bristles, its reach is just simply not the same. These changes, along with a smaller internal battery, are likely to accommodate the roller mop, which takes up way more room than just two spinning mop pads. The object avoidance system is, well, it's not great. It really needs some improvements. There are less expensive robots that have better object avoidance and recognition. While the edge mopping worked as expected around furniture and flat baseboards, it could not clean the ones with my quarter round moldings. The final con lies with the mopping system. 8 water nozzles are not enough to evenly wet the roller, and ideally you should have a wider spray pattern. At times I would see a bit of streaking on the floors caused by the roller not being evenly saturated with water, and not to mention the pad needs to be wet to exchange dirty water with the clean water. Manually setting the water output in the app to high and having the robot return to the dock every 10 or 15 minutes greatly reduced this problem for me, so it is something that is manageable. There's a lot to like about the Qrevo Curv 2 Flow, starting with its excellent across-the-board cleaning performance, scoring above the channel average in all of my cleaning tests. Roborock also understands efficient navigation better than most, and it's no different here. They also have the absolute best, most intuitive app on the market. Roller mops are prone to leak and leave puddles of water around, which can be a disaster for people with delicate floors. Thankfully, I didn't run into that issue here. Roborock gives you 30 different levels of water output, meaning you have lots of control over how much water goes on your floor. I kept mine on high and never saw puddles or drips of water on my wood floors. While Roborock did remove a few options to incorporate a roller mop, they did not sacrifice the size of that internal dustbin, which I'm very thankful for, and if you have shedding pets, this might be a better choice for you. Roborock also added a roller cover which retracts to protect the thickest of carpets from getting wet. Finally, there is the maintenance. Roller mops usually require more maintenance in general. It is clear that Roborock spent a good bit of focus in this area, and it shows. The roller mop is the easiest to remove and replace, and the drive motor can stay in the upright position, making cleanup even easier. There is a removable water channel that collects dirt and debris that will need to be cleaned, and while some may complain it's just something else to have to remove and clean, it's better than just allowing debris to build up inside the housing, which can clog the water jets and also transfer back to the clean roller. It also cuts down on the solids that might just wind up getting into the dirty water tank and causing clogs. The tank is also very easy to disassemble and clean. I may do a separate video on how to take everything apart in the future. If this is something you'd like to see, just drop a comment below. Now, the dock, as far as maintenance, is the same. With a solid one-piece dock tray, there's nothing to clean inside the dock, and the dock tray design makes it super easy to clean at the sink. I was also glad to see that Roborock designed the dock to supply clean water directly to the mop while washing at the dock. Every roller mop that I have tested just pumps water into the robot and relies on its same internal system to clean the roller. This system should result in a cleaner roller. While everyone's been busy making flagship roller mops, Roborock decided to aim for the mid-tier market. You know, those who want to spend less than $1,000 but still have a good performing, reliable self-cleaning robot vacuum, which is what should matter the most when you're considering your next purchase. Some will feel it was the wrong move, but if history repeats itself, we should see a flagship roller mop from Roborock in the very near future, and hopefully with more features. In the meantime, links are in the description, and using them goes a long way to help support my efforts to bring you unbiased reviews, just like this one, so you can make a wise buying decision. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see my upcoming review of the new Roborock Saros 20, which being their flagship model, it means it has all the bells and whistles. And until then, take care everyone. Bye-bye.